Hey everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we are in day 5 of the 5-star buff booster raid tournament with no greens. You all know the drill. I am going to feature my 5 raid flags with commentary explaining the teams I bring against my opponents and the tile movement throughout. Real quick before we get started, if you do enjoy this video or find it helpful, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and turn that notification bell on so you can be alerted of when I drop new content. So we are currently in the top 1% already. We are 19-1 on the week. Our defense, last I checked, had a B rating, still has a B rating, so doing pretty decent. We've got a Fergus tank with Glass Richard and Nautica at the flanks, and then I've got Astrid and Costume Medea on the wings. All right, so for our first battle today, we are going to be going up against a Toon Richard team with Glass Vivica, Glass Azlar. They've got Toon Thorn and Toon Magni as well. So I am probably going to keep the same exact team, honestly. This team works pretty well against Toons, so let's keep this team in here right now. I used this yesterday, and I was unable to get Mortar Witch activated. We actually killed our opponent before then. First, I would like to probably match these 4 blues up the middle against Richard. Or do I want to match the purples first so that they don't get separated? Yeah, let's do that. Now let's match those 4 blues. I am going to match these 3 blues setting off a cascade with the yellows. And we've got Magni already. Let's see what kind of damage this does to Richard, probably? Or do I want to use it on Azlar since he does extra damage to red? Yeah, let's use this on... Actually, how much health does he have left? I don't think this is going to kill Richard, but let's see what kind of damage we can do to him. Close. The purple tiles probably won't do it. If we get a cascade with some blues, maybe. I'm going to match these 3 yellows on the top right, setting a cascade of the purples, and then the yellows underneath. See if we can get some more stuff. Not quite. Let's match these 3 purples and greens on the bottom now. Nice cascade of blues. Don't set off Vivica. Alright, let's use Glass Richard on Vivica as the main part. I'm hoping the minor part kills Richard. And it did. Perfect. Let's use Mortar Witch on... I might just have to use it on Vivica, unfortunately, so that she doesn't heal. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have to do, unfortunately. Now let's use Nautica to increase Mortar Witch's mana back up, and we've got Grimsteel for the attack growth. Let's match these greens to ghost them. Nice cascade of blues. We've got Magni again. Let's go kill Thorn and just ghost tiles from here. $2,348 damage against Azlar. And the Mega Fiend killed Azlar. We are 1-1 to start off day 5, or 1-4-1. Not 1-1. Anyway, next up we are going to have a Glass Marjana team. We've got another full glass team here, so I am going to stick with the same team. I don't want to bring anybody that's going to give ailments, since that's probably just going to get reflected back to me. A very nice board of blues. We are going to start off with these blues and greens on the right side over here. Now let's take these 4 purples up against June. Next, I am going to match these purples and blues in the bottom left. Next, I am going to match the reds vertically up against Marjana, I think. Actually, no. Let's match these yellows horizontally so I can match some blues next turn up against her. Let's see what kind of damage this does. And it killed her. We got a critical hit in there. Very nice. Alright, so let's first use Nautica. And then I'm going to use Grimsteel. Even though my health is going to be full, it's going to increase my attack and defense growth. And then I want to use Richard and Magni. Probably on there, Richard. Yeah. Then I only need one more tile for Mordowitch, and Richard's dead. Perfect. So I am going to match the... Or rather, just hit that purple dragon, I think. Yeah, let's just hit the purple dragon. And we got a cascade of purples. Now let's use Mordowitch on June. He is almost dead. Obacon's about to go off. I'm going to match these blues to kill June on the right. Going to ghost some purple tiles. Nice cascade of blues. And we should be able to kill Obacon with Mordowitch, baby. And we did. Awesome. 3,000 damage. I will take it. We are 2 for 2 now. Next up, we are going to be going up against a Glass Magni tank team. They've also got Glass Sartana, Vivica, and Marjana, and Beowulf as well. I'm going to keep the same team. It is working out very well for me. Not as good of a board for blues, unfortunately. I'm going to start off with this matching of a green diamond. That's going to set off a cascade of purples over on the right. Now let's match these purples on the right-hand side. Going to match these reds and yellows over on the left. And now we are going to hit this green diamond. I need to do some tile dumping. Magni's probably going to be going off no matter almost what move I make anyway. Nice cascade of purples. And I'm definitely going to need to heal soon, especially after Sartana and Marjana are about to go off. So I'm going to match these blues on the bottom first, and then I'm going to match the blues on the top left next. And Magni might be dead. Not quite. Let's see if he's dead after the poison damage. Everybody stay alive. Magni's dead. Alright, well, let's use Mordowitch on Magni. And then I'm going to use Nautica, or rather, Mordowitch on Vivica, I meant. And then let's use Nautica, and then Grimsteel next. I'm going to use the main part of Richard on Marjana. And I'm hoping Magni does not revive. And he did not. Perfect. Okay. Let's ghost these green tiles up the middle. And I'm going to match the purples in the middle horizontally. I am going to match the purples on the bottom right so I can match the blues next turn. And we get a cascade anyway. I'll take it. And Vivica is about to heal. Let's hit her again with the Mega Fiend. And she's going to be dead in a moment. So let's just match some tiles over here on the right. Alright, so Vivica's dead. We can just ghost tiles on the right-hand side now. Nice cascade of blues. we of course are going to use Grimsteel again before Richard. Tile damage 1500 against Sartana because of all that attack growth. Take it, and let's use Mortar Witch on Beowulf. And we might be able to end this match. Awesome. All right, we are 3 for 3 now. Next up, we are going to have a Fergus tank team. All right, so we are going to have to change up our team now. I don't have my greens that I would normally bring up against Fergus that resist the instant mana reduction with Bramble and Kolya. So I've got a couple other Mega Minion heroes with Shimmer Scale, Rosalind, and Fergus. I don't have any other heroes that are going to be able to resist that, so I think I'm going to have to bring a Toon team. So I'm going to switch things up a bit here, and let's bring in my Toon team. Going to switch the glass to the Toon for Richard. And then I've got Vivica, Leonidas, and Marjana that we're going to use. Where is Leonidas? Here he is. And then Marjana. Even though red is weak against blue, she's the best option that I have for another Toon. Alright, so I want to just switch this troop for Vivica first, and then I think we should be good to go. And this one for Richard. Alright. Now we are all set. Alright, so I am going to start off with these greens and reds on the right. That's the best tile dumping option that I have, so I can get some more tiles in here. Next, I'm going to match the yellows on the top left here. Let's match these blues on the top right. Actually, no. Let's match the blues and greens together. Again, tile dumping, trying to get rid of as many tiles as possible per turn. Awesome. Now I'm going to match these 3 greens horizontally in the middle topish area. It's going to set off a nice cascade of reds and greens underneath. And some more stuff. Alright, not stuff I need, but at least I'm getting new tiles. Let's see if we can get rid of this Mega Minion here. Not quite. Let's match these blues. That will hopefully give me Vivica. Not quite. One more tile I need for Viv. I did get Leonidas. Hopefully he doesn't lose his mana. Perfect. And let's use Leonidas against Medea, because I don't want to deal with... Actually, let's use Leonidas against Dualifer, so that way we can resist the heal, although she is a cleric class and is probably going to resist the negative mana. I might just wait to use Leonidas until after she heals, although she's going to create that Firestorm ward, which prevents special skill damage. Let's just use that on Dualifer and see if we can reduce the mana. And it did work. Awesome. Okay. Now, I need to heal. I'm going to hit this green dragon. Hopefully that's not enough to set off Dualifer. Awesome. Very good. Leonidas resisted the Shifting Mindless attack. Let's use Magni on Dualifer and see if we can kill her. And we were able to. Awesome. So now we don't have to deal with the healing. I am going to match these purples up against Fergus. That way I can match some 4 yellows, although we get a cascade of yellows to create a diamond. I will certainly take that. Nice cascading. That's going to give me my yellow specials without even having to hit the yellow diamond. Awesome. Hopefully Fergus doesn't reduce their mana. Resist. Vivica did, but Leonidas did not. I am going to need to get my blues activated. I'm going to wait to heal. I'm going to match these 3 purples vertically up against Fergus. Hopefully I get a blue in one of those 2 spots, and we did. Awesome. Alright, now I'm going to heal and match these 4 purples, setting off a cascade of the blues underneath. Please kill Fergus. Awesome. Fergus is dead. That's going to make things go much easier now. Let's use Leonidas against Medea, since he does extra damage against purple. 2,233 damage. Awesome. Let's use Richard over here on the right. The minor damage should kill Medea. Perfect. She's dead. Let's use Marjana on Kaelin, maybe? He's about to get a Mega Minion. So I might wait for him to fire before I use him. So I'm going to match these 3 purples up against Kaelin. Is the effect of putting people to sleep, but my Tune passive should resist that, and everybody did. Perfect. Let's use Marjana against Kaelin, see if we can kill the Mega Minion. Perfect. Move this blue over so I can match it next turn. And this should kill Kaelin. Perfect. Okay, now I can ghost some blue tiles. It's going to give me Magni and Richard. These yellow tiles will give me Leonidas, and this should end the battle. Awesome. We are 4 for 4 now. Last match, we are going to be going up against a all-blue mono team here with Glass Richard at tank, Toon Magni. They've also got Water Pipe and 2 Mr. Pengies. I would like to probably keep the same team, I think. Yeah. Once we take out Glass Richard, then things will go pretty easy. They don't have an actual healer. They just have the minion summoners, and then the superior masterclass talent of Richard, which helps heal 10% to him and nearby allies 50% of the time that he gets hit. So, actually, you know what? I'm going to go back to that team I was using before with Nautica, Grimsteel, and Mordowitch. I do like that team. And then we were using Richard and Magni as the other option. All right, we are good to go. Not a lot of blues here. Not a great board. All right, I am going to start off with not a lot of great cascading options, honestly, unfortunately. I'm going to start off with these reds on the top right. Now I'm going to match these purples up the middle. Let's match these greens on the top. All right, now we finally got some blues. Let's match the 4 blues at the left first. I don't want to set off Richard a turn sooner if I can avoid it. I'm going to hit this blue dragon right now. I was hoping to get something to move up a blue tile on the left. That way I could match a blue diamond, but was not able to get anything to go off. So I'm going to match these 4 blues now up against Richard. Let's heal first with Nautica and increase the mana of Mordowitch and Grimsteel. Then we're going to use Grimsteel. And let's use the main part of Richard on Magni. I'm hoping the minor damage might kill Mr. Pengy. And it did. Perfect. Now let's kill Richard. Normally I would kill Magni, but he's a fighter class, so I don't want him reviving. Now, let's match these 3 purples. We've got Mordowitch now. And let's use Mordowitch on Mr. Pengy over there. I'm going to hit this blue dragon so I can go some blue tiles next turn. Although that separated my purple, which is not ideal, but we can work around that. Alright, now we can go some purple tiles, but first let's see if we can kill Magni. He revived. Let's use Richard on Water Pipe. See if we can kill Magni with green tiles, and we did. Awesome. Alright, and we got some purples for Mordowitch. This should kill Water Pipe so long as they don't revive. And it did. Awesome. So we ended up finishing 5 for 5 in this raid tournament on day 5. Definitely going to finish in the top 1%. We are currently listed ranked 183 in this raid tournament. And usually it's like about the top 4,500 or top 5,000 that finish top 1%. So 24-1, definitely not bad. I will take it. B rating on defense. Let me know how your 5-star buff booster raid tournament went this week. And that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it or found it helpful. And if you did, hit that like button, make sure you're subbed to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.